on the trail of Sheffield's Lost Railway Stations. That's a series I started about a year ago. Just been showing Jim, who's with me today, just been showing him round the old sites of the Wicker, Sheffield Victoria and Park Station. So they were episodes 1 and 2 that I did in this series. Train goes over the top. Now we're in the lower Don Valley today. We've come to have a look at some of the stations that are no longer with us in the lower Don Valley of Sheffield. Lower Don Valley, that's the kind of land between Meadowhall and Sheffield. If you're from Sheffield, you'll know this. The first one we're starting at is Attercliffe Road. Could be wrong. I think the girders you can see are the supports for the old platforms. Right. You can see, look at these huge support piers going up, supporting that structure. Now this is on both sides of the bridge. I've got myself a cheap sheet for this. So Attercliffe Road, it's on the Midland Railway. You'll come through this station if you come in to Sheffield these days. To the north, opened in 1870, shut in 1995. So I remember trains stopping here as a very young child, getting the train from Doncaster. Just on the lookout for the entrance to the station. A bit embarrassing. I didn't know where this was. I used to work just up the road, so I know of this station. I apologise, Jim. We will find it.
We'll find it. We'll get there. The bloodhounds that we are.
Yeah. So the station platform straddled the road bridge that we've just been stood under. And here it is. I knew it was around somewhere. We were just the wrong side of the bridge. I never used this station personally. I mean, I didn't have a reason as a small child to get off at Attercliffe Road. See, it's well gated and padlocked off. As you can see, the underpass going off, look, to the far platform, the northbound platform. There's even some stairs, look, going off to the left, up towards what would have been the Sheffield bound platform. I was expecting this to be massively overgrown and not visible, so I'm quite pleased. That's quite a good view of that. The entrance is right next door to Norfolk Bridge. So the purpose of the station was primarily for all the industry in this area. It was all the steelworks, wasn't it? All the industry, that's majority of which is no longer with us today. That's Attercliffe Road done. On to the next one. I think we're off to Brightside next, Jim.
Nice one.
So yeah, let me know if you ever used Attercliffe Road. It's 1995. It's fairly recent, isn't it, that? There's one more station to mention before we head to Brightside. Grimesthorpe Bridge was opened in the pre-Midland Railway days on the Sheffield and Rotherham Railway between Wicker and Rotherham. It opened in 1838 to 1843, so a short lifespan of just 5 years. The layout of the area and railway has changed considerably since then. Brightside, been here before. We did here with John doing the Sheffield and District Railway. You can see over there. Some Beautiful signage. Oh, that pub, isn't it? Yeah. So we're just going to head up onto this footbridge where you can get a decent view of what used to be Brightside Station. Another station that's on an active railway line, so we can't go down on this one, unfortunately, to platform level. You'll see the stairs are still there, look. You're not going down those though, are you? Look, they've fenced it off and they've removed the actual steps. And there's the platforms, so 2 platforms, but we've also got tracks. Well, there's not one at that side anymore, but there's just 3 lines coming through here. Same on this platform. So I assume at one time there used to be a track down here, did they? Right on cue, here's a train passing through. Sadly, as I found last time I came, it's just so much broken glass around. You got to be really, really careful.
It's not really looked after, is it?
No. And there's the stairs down to the bottom. Get my cheat sheet out. I've seen so many disused stations today. I've had to print out all the key facts. So Brightside, 1838. There's been a station here at Brightside, and that dates back to the Sheffield and Rotherham Railway, in fact. And like we saw with Attercliffe Road, this is another one that's only, well, I say recent. 1995 to me is well within my living memory, so I do class that as recent when we're talking in terms of disused railways and disused railway stations. But like Attercliffe Road, I do remember trains stopping at Brightside. Now Meadowhall is only a couple of 100 yards in that direction. In fact, if I bring it to the middle, you can see, I mean, there's a train sat in Meadowhall Station, I can see in the distance. So Meadowhall opened in 1990, so there was a 5-year overlap when both of these stations were open together. Now my memory, for some reason, had me convinced that this shut because of Meadowhall, but that's not the case, is it? So that's the 3rd station that we've seen on this section of line on the lower Don Valley. So the 4th station was at Wincobank and Meadowhall, which was just close to the site of where Meadowhall Station is today. Now, not to be confused with Meadowhall and Wincobank, which is another station we're going to be looking at on another episode. Wincobank and Meadowhall carried the simpler name of Wincobank when it opened in 1868 and also when it closed in 1956. Ironically, the nearby Brightside Station was one of the factors for its closure. It sat on the Midland Main Line. You can see the current Barnsley line and the now disused Blackburn Valley line leaving just to the west of the station. If I fade to a satellite image, you can see where it sat in comparison to today's Meadowhall interchange. Wincobank and Meadowhall is not to be confused with Meadowhall and Wincobank Station, just a mile up the Blackburn Valley line. So that's it from the lower Don Valley. Episode 5 this was of Sheffield's Lost Stations. So thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one that we're off to film right now.